So, two stalwarts have already spoken about various issues of NMMA and how to identify, document prehistoric sites in southern India, associated problems, terminologies, etc. You are having several questions regarding this, but we have to proceed because of shortage of time. And I am speaking on a topic, and my teacher is sitting there at the back. So I'll be speaking a lot of things. It's not for the seniors, of course, but those who are not associated with it, they might find it something new. And the thing is that it is pretty often that we are finding people are documenting, okay, and they're saying, okay, I am putting this value here in this particular table and your website is not taking it, okay, it is not accepting that value, okay, why we are putting this database, why this filling up this form, what are these things you are going to do, this is just a clerical job anyone can do. Certain questions are coming up. Why you are asking us to put 0 in particular column when we don't have any data about it? It's not relevant. Such kind of questions are coming up, and people are saying, "Okay, you are preparing a national database, fine, but this national database, what is going to do with? What is going to give to me? What is its relevance to me?" Various such questions and various such things which are closely associated with the concepts of database and its management. So what I am going to do actually, I will be speaking 3 things. Basically, I will be talking about a little bit of NMMA, how it is working nowadays, what we are trying to do, because we are actually trying to reach out to other organizations, citizens and other people through various means. A few of those things which were already suggested by Dr. Satyabhama Badrinath Madam, those are being actually practiced by us, and certain barriers which were faced by Professor Corisetter in setting up or finding resources from NMMA, those have been sorted out. We have addressed that. And then I will be talking about archaeological databases and certain key concepts related to database, because you people are facing problems. What is this database and how we are going to utilize it, how we are going to get associated with it actively. These are the things what we are going to address a little bit. But it is not all. I will be talking very basic things about database and its management. And then, of course, I'll touch upon a little bit of built heritage and sites. We are not only talking about built heritage, we are talking about sites also, which has been covered, a part of it has been covered by Professor Corisetter. Now, please feel free to stop me if you do not understand any concept which we are talking about. Now, first, I have one slide, and can anyone tell me, not of course my teachers, please tell me, are you familiar with this particular one? Can you tell me what it is actually, this particular slide? Anyone?
World Heritage.
Ah, yeah, you are World Heritage. So what World Heritage is, means what it is saying actually. What it is saying, this particular image. She said World Heritage. Which are the World Heritage?
It's the green ones and red ones are in danger.
There are several kinds of World Heritage. They are spread all across the globe, and actually with the help of this is actually a database. On the basis of this database, this particular information has been placed in an image and created a pattern. We human beings are very fond of patterns. We try to find out patterns everywhere. It is actually the basis of all our endeavors, academic endeavors. We are somehow trying to find out patterns in various information which we are gathering. So, database, if it is a structured one, there are other ways, other kinds of databases also, semi-structured, those which are not structured at all, but information, database information. So this is one kind of database, very advanced database with having locational data, also saying where these World Heritage sites are located, isn't it? Can you tell? Some sites are there which are in green. Some of them are not endangered. There are different kind of sites. You can say this red color will denote endangered sites. This is you who is actually defining the pattern. Remember that. It's not, it is your creation of database. You are defining red color, your green color, and your location of each site. That's also you are putting certain information. You are having smart watches, isn't? Many of you are wearing smart watches nowadays, isn't it? People often say, oh, fireboat is not giving accurate data. Huh? My steps, they are not accurately counted. Huh? Wrong data is giving by noise or boat or whatever. Why it is happening? Because they are not having adequate data to create a pattern of your activities and give you the input ultimately. So this is what, and the second one, this is from Indian Archaeology, a review. It is about masking. Okay? And if we actually, can you see, all of you? Can you see it? Can you read it? Huh? A few of you can read it, those who are having very good eyesight, those who are not having glasses, maybe we can enlarge it a bit. So this, you can enlarge also. No, it's okay. No, close it. It is masking. It is those who cannot read it, I can read it here. Maski district Raichur, the famous site of an Ashokan rocket in Hyderabad, has been attracting the attention so-and-so of archaeologists considerable time, etc. With a view to checking up further, elaborating the cultural sequence obtained in the excavation at Brahmagiri in 1947, the cultural equipment of the earliest settlers, etc., first millennium BC, then you have culture sequence, megalithic, etc. Is this a database? What is this? How many of you are saying it is a database? It's a database? Why? Huh? Who is saying database and who is saying it is not?
TPM Shiva Kumar Suringar or TPM
Database or not? How many of you?
A database which has to be updated. There should be information.
No, that is
Yeah.
different. Updating is database or not?
No, it's more like an information.
It is data is information. It is database or not?
TPM
How many
Shiva
of
Kumar
you?
Suringar.
How many of you? Database or not? Database. It is database. But a person going there, reading this book, taking notes, then creating a map, out of it, actually you are putting questions to this database also, but you cannot immediately get an answer out of it. that is probably the lacuna here. It is not structured in a particular manner, but it is database. You cannot put a question query here. That is one of the facilities which Satyabhama madam has said. When we have this online platform for NMMA, you can actually go for asking queries to our databases, which you could not do. It is not structured. It is having a large number of things it is saying, but it is not in a structured manner. And you cannot actually find out your answers. You cannot put queries there. So this is the database Satyabhama madam was talking about. This is the NMMA database. Many of you are aware of it. And we have these facilities like search antiquities, search build heritage, etc. So you can actually, it is in a structured manner. It's maybe basic, but it is the preliminary one of the conditions of a good database, probably. So you can put queries. It is DBMS. DBMS is basic requirement that you can put queries, you can get answers, extract answers. Database management systems, basic requirement that is there. So it is of course there, and if you just go further, yes, here you can put certain queries. The parameters are decided, okay, that these are the parameters. So you can ask this question, parameters are decided. Yes, you can ask certain questions, not all questions. You cannot ask, kal raat ko kya khaya? You cannot ask that. Your data actually limits your ability to question it. If you do not have that answer that I had Mysore masala dosa yesterday, it cannot answer it. You have to ask certain questions which your database can answer. So parameters are already decided here, and you can answer certain things. Now people may think a lot of things. You have heard about ChatGPT, right? How many of you? AI? AI? What is that? How it is working? Any idea?
It is the data which has been stored. So when you ask question, it gives back.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So we are actually talking very highly of ChatGPT. And here, ChatGPT, I asked something which is not related to archaeology. We asked a question, isn't there any GCMS report on Dior's Fahrenheit composition? Your note description doesn't talk anything about its gasoline aspect. So it is basically talking about one perfume. That GCMS is, you know, gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, that is analysis of components, etc. So it is very well known. So when I asked a question about Dior Fahrenheit notes, ChatGPT couldn't answer it. But ChatGPT, AI, people are saying that it knows everything and it will give you all the answers. Why it couldn't answer? What happened to it? What happened to it? Yes, information was not there in a structured way. Probably it was there, but not exactly in the location where it will try and fetch out the answer from that particular location. It was not there. So, structured data, its quality of data, data type, its structuring, these are all associated with your data which you are going to fill up in that particular form for NMMA. its quality, its data type, how you are arranging, how you are structuring it, what way you are presenting it, all will give you access what you are going to answer at the end of the day. Next please. So already ma'am has talked about all these objectives in her lecture, so I'm not going in detail. So just a minute. So training facilitates what? Because people will not only learn about archaeological and means database, people will learn what is the basic component of a database. How databases are working. See, what we are going to say here is not the only form of database. And whatever I am going to cover, these are not, there are several other forms of databases also. So how are we working in NMMA? We are doing in-house documentations, research associates. Now we have documentation resource centers, madam has already covered it. Now how these things are progressing? We have scrutiny by research scholars, we have these are going to assistant archaeologist level, that is supervisor, they are checking. You know, those who are in ASI, they know it. Then it is going to the superintending archaeologist level for validation and all. Then ultimately it is going to the director level, because you know that directors are empowered by, there is a delegated power by DG ASI to declare antiquity and certain things. So this is what is happening there. So basically we were doing secondary data collection, etc. And also we have talked about primary surveys, etc. Who are doing this? Research associates, DRCs, etc. And DRCs, we welcome proposals from all of you, those who are not from ASI, to come forward with your proposals for getting recognized as documentation resource centers. And we have funds. We have fund to assist you in documentation of antiquities in your possession, and also we will help you to document primary sites and secondary sites. So, we were talking about archaeological databases. People of course always say, Madhulika, you are actually speaking rubbish. Huh? Because you are talking about all these database concepts and all, and what is this? It has no relevance to archaeology. No? Now we are going to fill up that form. Please teach us how to fill up that form. We don't want to listen to all this blah 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 blah, your database, your AI, your chat, your type, your field and all these things. We want to know only how to fill up this form. So I generally share with most of the people that how interesting archaeological database can be. Those who have attended our last seminar in Bangalore, they have seen it probably. And we can actually see how interesting and complex database can be. This is the archaeological database of Amphora, and this was created by Southampton University. And if you go and check, suppose you are taking this, any of this particular amphora and all, first you are getting data which is, this is layered data. This is not that it is not layered. This is layered data. First you are getting all the basic information which you may require. Then you can go for further its characteristics, those who want it. It's not that it is compulsory for everyone. And the complexity of data. We have 21 parameters in NMMA that you have to fill up. But here you see the complexities of database, all the amphora types, they have been documented with pictures, and pictures handle, their rim type, whether they are rounded, how many varieties are there, then you will get another photo and you will get all the drawings. Then if you go for 3D models, that also you will get, if they have 3D models. So all sorts of information, not only tables, not only forms you are familiar with, you are getting through this archaeological databases. Our NMMA needs to be, it's our national database, needs to be having so many things there that it can satisfy various layers. Vijay was telling us that it should be able to satisfy various layers of interest. Some of them maybe from research background, some of them are having very basic knowledge. They may get excited with the 3D model, 3D photograph. That should be also there to develop our NMMA website. You need to know this is having that principle of what is object-oriented database. That will come later on. So basically, what database means, a struct means very good one, a good database. What are the basic features? It should be able to give concurrent access. Concurrent access means access to the database, simultaneous access to the database. बहुत सारे लोग, everybody, a lot of people, if you are approaching this, if you are, who is not using Google search? You are doing Google search? Everybody is doing Google search nowadays. If you are hearing one particular word not familiar to you, you are suddenly going for Google search. If you are doing that, do you think your friend sitting there next to you cannot do that? Can they or cannot? They can. Everybody can. And then this is concurrent access. A good database. Google is also having a database only. It is allowing you for concurrent access. This is concurrent access. One database. People are accessing it from various points. So that should be there. You should go for, people should go for queries. You can ask questions to your database relevant to that database so that the database can give you the answer. How many Neolithic sites are existing in southern India? If you put the question in that database, it should give you certain answer, 56, 78, 500, whatever it is. But it should come up with a number that it will search from its own system, structured information system that is there. So that query, that means it has already created a pattern. It has already created a pattern and it is giving you that pattern. If anyone is having any confusion here, please stop me and you can get it explained, or I will try to explain it. So that is there. Of course, it will provide you security, backup and recovery. So, in case of database management system, we have basically, I am dealing with this 4, but it is not only the 4 types of databases. There are many, but basically it is understood that these are the type of databases that are available: relational, object-oriented database, hierarchical database, and network database. Now, there is one particular here table here. You can see it here. It is having accession number name of the antiquity and site. Now, I want to create another table, another list. People have asked us that, okay, prepare, we are sending you the accession numbers of antiquities, and you just create a table on the basis of the accession number of antiquities. Only the accession numbers. So, can you create another table from it? You are having separate tables for separate sites. This one is for Dholavira. Okay. You can have another site, another table for Rakhigadi. Then another table for, suppose, Attirampakkam. Another table for Sanganakallu. You can have. And now, can you create a single table out of it on the basis of accession number? Can you? Can you? Can you create on the basis of accession numbers only? Accession numbers are having following same patterns. One thing, there's a precondition I am telling you. Accession number, all of these sites are following the same method and same pattern. These are integers. Accession numbers are following the same integer, these patterns. They are starting from 1 and the same accession number pattern. Suppose Dholavira is ending in 6000, so then Rakhigadi will start after 6000, and then Sangankallu will start from 9000, something like that. It's the same series. Okay? Accession number, same series. And same format. Can we do that? Can we do another table? Huh? Can we do another table?
The accession number has to be in continuation.
That's what we said. That was said. Then can we do? Accession number is same series. Dholavira is ending in 6000. Sangankallu is starting from 6001 onwards. Then Rakhigadi from 9000. Okay? Can we now, on the basis of accession number, create another table where the site name will not be there?
We can do, but we need
know about the site.
number indicates from 6,000 to 9,000. We should know the.
No, that is there.
Indicates.
That is the primary key. That is the primary key.
Yes.
This is accession number is now the primary key.
On basis of number, how we find out what is the.
We already decided the preconditions. That 1 to 6,000 is Dholavira. Then 6,001 to 9,000 Sangankallu. 9,000 onwards is Attirampakkam. Suppose. On the basis of that, can we do that? On the basis of that, can we do that? We are following the same sequence. Same accession number sequence, same kind of integer that value it is going on. It is continuous. We are not changing anything. Dholavira is after Sangankallu is not starting from 1 again. So there is no conflict of 1 of Dholavira with 1 of Sangankallu. Is there any conflict? It is continuing. You can do that. And that table will create a relationship with that older table. Isn't it? There is another separate table, site specific.
It is more like what you said in the internet.
Interrelation, that is relational.
We can do that.
That is relational database for me. And our NMMA is also a relational database, and we will have this particular this column of accession number as our primary key. We will put queries. We will ask questions on the basis of this primary keys, isn't it? These are the conditions that we are trying to do, and it is there in our NMMA database. So then comes this object-oriented database. These are having several object-oriented programming principles, etc. Like we will have certain principles like data encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. I will come to that. Data encapsulation is nothing. I am telling you the basic thing. It is not so basic. Okay, I am telling you, its encapsulation is hiding, sort of hiding your data. Like you want to go to the cinema today, but you don't want to tell your friends that you are going. That is one information you are hiding. Something like that. Similar thing happens in NMMA website also. Like we have discussed already that there will be identification marks for each antiquity. That should be hidden. That should not be shared on public. You are filling up the form, but that form, that particular part will not be published. It is not exactly data encapsulation. Data encapsulation can be compared something like a capsule. Exactly, capsulation is like putting something inside, but it is not shown outside. It is there in the database. That identification mark is already there in the database, but it is hidden there, not shown or published. If you put a query to your national missions database, it will not give you a result because it is hidden there. This particular identification mark. And polymorphism, this is also there. Polymorphism is nothing like one particular thing having different kind of views, aspects, something like one person, he can be a son, at the same time he can be a research scholar, at the same time he can be a mountaineer, the same person. Suppose his name is Subodh. Subodh is all these things. Suppose they give, this database management system is extremely used, frequently used in IT. So they give a very common sort of example, like if various companies are collecting data of customer behavior, various aspects, and then all these companies were taken over by a single company. Now, I don't want to give this example. My example is something like that. Suppose Neolithic sites. Neolithic sites, one of you was tracing the impact of Holocene on environmental changes, that leading to, means you are collecting data of landscape or other paleoecological signatures for Neolithic sites. Someone else was dealing with people, Neolithic people, their food habits and their health. Someone else was dealing with the size of Neolithic sites. So all of them, what they are doing? What is common? Neolithic sites, and they are doing different aspect of the same Neolithic, isn't it? So that is polymorphism. Same thing. Neolithic, polymorphism. Poly means different. Morphism, akriti, shape, different expression of it. So that is there, and this is object-oriented databases. One of the principles, basic principles. It is a combination of relational database concepts and object-oriented principles. So we have already talked. We have relational database concepts are very common concepts are concurrency control, transactions, transaction means, suppose, this is very common one. Everybody has gone to the banks. People say, that Madhulika, you are talking about archaeological database, why you are giving examples of banks? So they will understand, no? Everybody is using banks. No one is here who is not having bank account, I believe. Hopefully, everyone. So if you are having an old account, and if you are taking money out of it, if you say, okay, people say, okay, you are an archaeologist. You will not understand anything beyond acquisition this acquisition register, acquisition number, accession number and sites and all. Is it true? It's not true. You will understand that if money is debited from your old account and given to a new account. So data there is getting changed. Both ways, old account and new account. That is transaction. I am giving a much more relevant archaeological national missions database related example. Like we collected data, a lot of data, 12 lakh templates, more than 12 lakh templates. So when we were checking the data from Central Antiquity section, we found that there were repetitions and all for 34,000 templates we could check out. So we selected those 34,000 templates and hidden those 34,000 templates from the published database. Okay. Total data number which madam has found out at our website, that got changed. Isn't it? That is also transaction. Transaction. It has given to another compartment that is having a name written over it, hidden, like something fire exit, written there. So we have kept something there beyond that point. So it is having something now. Previously it was not having. Now it is having something. Here we were having something which is not present now. It has gone there. So that is transaction. So that concept is also relevant here. So while we are doing this, and hierarchical, like child node to parent node, there are databases like we are creating database for national mission for the entire country. But there are smaller databases connected with all antiquities in a particular circle, suppose Kolkata circle. Okay, so the parent node will be the national, which will be the parent or the father or parent or mother, national mission database, and the child node will be that Kolkata archaeologist, something. And then you have hierarchical database also. Then, we have hierarchical database and network database. That means, suppose a college, it is having several departments. Political science department, it is having department of history and all. Someone is teaching in the history department who was invited by the political science department to give a talk on Indian freedom struggle. So that is, it is actually creating, so how many teachers are there who can teach in both departments, political science and history? That will depend on a network database sort of thing. It is like a network in between that is dependent on your parent database and child node also. So these are the things, and of course I have not gone through a little bit. People, of course, Professor Joglekar teaches us taught us all these things long time back. But many of you didn't get the opportunity of these things. So you know must be, those who are aware of it, that what is this column? it is having particular character, it is what is called, and how these things, what is this field data type. Those who are going to teach access, I think Yash is going to teach access. You will be talking about field data type, what do we mean by attribute, what is value. Value is actually this dagger. This value doesn't mean you have to put always, you have to put a numerical value. It can be other kind of value also. So this is a field of record where we have put other values. So different kind of values dependent on field data type and all, and its attribute also. So we can actually put, if you put in the structured data in this manner, you can go for relational database and query, etc. And we have already talked about this. Now we are coming to sites. Built heritage sites we are protecting and we are documenting. There are different kinds of built heritage sites, and we have 20 parameters. In these 20 parameters, you are trying to give a context actually. You are trying to give a context to your data so that you can ultimately find out where your site is located. You can create meaningful patterns out of it. Like when you are, in this particular case I don't know whether I have shared with you earlier or not. Okay, this particular old Minhas sweet shop in Jaipur, it is 100 years old, more than 100 years old. And another one is Ramchandra Lakshmi Narayan in Nagaland. Okay, so both these two buildings, see, theoretically, anything older than 100 years is a built heritage. But due to our resources, crunch of resources and all, and see, everything, all these built heritage and sites are perishable. They are perishable. We cannot actually protect each and every built heritage. So when you are an archaeologist, you are going to document primary data. Which one is a built heritage for you? That sweet shop? That Ramachandra, why? It is having some architectural values which is not very common. Okay, whereas this Ramachandra, this old Minhas sweet shop, though it is 100 years old, that way you cannot say about it. And of course, then we are having that other parameters described here. I do not have much time to discuss in detail of this. So what we can do with it? This is what we have done with documentation of built heritage and sites. This is, can anyone help me? What is this? No, this is not digital elevation model. This is not digital elevation model. Digital elevation model created out of data set, locational data set, geographical data set through geographical information system, but this is not. This is not. This is not. This is something, it is written there. This is created from DEMs only. Digital elevation models were created out of your contour data. Then we have gone for visibility studies through GIS in Mahasana district for a particular point, and we have used certain parameters and all, and we have done similar kind of things there, experimented with it. So why I am saying all this thing rubbish? We have done with that single form. a bit more complex. A bit more complex, not only 20 parameters, a little more. Okay, a little more parameters were used and we have used that. So these are the benefits, and thank you all. Benefits can be understood by all. You are all great artists.